followed me over there all the time, and I like to fish, and I like to swim, and I like to just kick cans and just go down the river and look at the river and see it, and we even swim in the river sometimes. I had a friend down there that he says, "Come here, I want to show you something." And they had an irrigation canal, and we looked down in the water, and there was a German brown trout, and it was about that long and about that wide, the biggest thing I've ever seen. It must have been 15 pounds. And I looked down there and saw it, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I wonder how you'd ever catch that thing." And he says, "What you'd want to do is catch it with a hellgrammite in the morning early." I said, "What's a hellgrammite?" And he says, "You don't know what a hellgrammite is?" And I said, "No." He said, let's go down by the train bridge and I'll show you how to catch them under rocks. They're a little bug about that long that turns to a trout fly later on. They start out as a rock roller, and then they change to a hellgrammite, and then they get wings when they fly away. And they become a trout fly at the end, so they have 3 names as they're growing up. They're black, they're ugly looking, but the fish love it. So he showed me how to catch them, and the next morning, I got up in the morning early, and there was this place, what had happened is a tree had fallen, and the tree had fallen kind of down the river, and the big stump was sticking out, and it created a little hole, and I could sneak up and stand on that and throw my line into the water with a hellgrammite on it. I was going to catch that big around. So I got down there real early. It was a beautiful morning. The birds were singing. Everything was perfect. Went right into the first rock I got all kinds of hellgrammite. And they're kind of crawling. They look a little bit like a cricket. And I put that thing on my hook. And the first cast, I cast it out right into the eddy, and it went down and wham! I got it. I mean, I'm fishing along here, and he's going like this, and I'm reeling him out. And I'd get him almost to the top, and down he'd go again, and over this way, and I thought, I'm not going to lose him. I'm all by myself. I don't have to prove anything. I'll just wear him out. Finally, he started. I reeled him up. Guess what I had? Carp. And that's the end of that story.
When I was a little girl, things were different than they are now. When I was a little girl, they first came out with television. And when they came out with television, they would have, all that would be on the TV all day long was a test pattern. And the screens were about this big on all TVs. None of them were big.
And they were round.
Yeah, they were kind of a round shape. And they had this test pattern, and it would say KSL TV or whatever, and had a little design. And then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, on would come Cook with Fran and Ollie, which was a puppet show. And that was the first thing was on. And there was only one station, and there were only a few shows on television. And so television was never really a part of my life as a child. And so we did other kinds of things. We would go outside and we would play kick the can, or run sheepy run, or hide and seek. And we had a lot of different games we played. We called them, I think you kids call them night games, but we always went out at night and played these games. And back in those days, it didn't seem like there were so many dangerous things that people worried about as they do now. And we had a lot of fun. But one incident I remember, my cousin came to see me, and she was not my favorite cousin. And I didn't really want to play with her. And we went out and we played this game. And I think it was kick the can that night. And she couldn't catch us. We all got in, and she had to be it over and over and over again. Until finally she went in the house crying to my dad, telling him how mean I was. And now you have to know, my daddy was the most wonderful daddy on the earth. And he thought I was perfect. And he never, ever got mad at me. Never said a cross word to me. And he treated me so good, you cannot believe it. And that night, when my cousin went in there and said how mean I was, he got mad at me. The first and last time in my life, ever. But it really taught me a lesson that I should be kinder and should have been kind to my cousin.
Look how good it turned out. things I used to get sick every year. I'd get a sore throat, and then I'd get rheumatic fever, and it happened almost every year. And then they'd have to put me to bed, because what happens when you have rheumatic fever, your blood count goes high, and if you get out of bed, you can damage your heart, so the doctor made me stay in bed. And my parents would get me a hospital bed and put it in the front window so I could watch what was going on outside. And I had this little dog, his name was Tiny. And Paula and I were very, very soft over this dog. We just thought it was the cutest thing, and we called him little nicknames all the time. And we'd pretend that he was a show dog, but when we got him, he'd escaped from the circus. We had these little stories about him. She'd come home and I'd say to her, "Have you seen Jack?" She said, "Who's Jack?" And I said, "Come here, Jack!" And he didn't come time. The next day we'd call him a different name, and so I decided I'd name him all these names and memorize it and show Paul. I named the dog Tiny Melvin, Ticky Ticky Timbo, No Show Rimbo, Perry Perry Pooskow, Thinky Ticky Tom Tom Barricos, Abby Bomb Doodle, Smiler Stein, Joke Smokey, Elmo Sid, Oren Lauren, Nick Charlie, Paul Harvey, Sam Jones, Boyce Meese, Rex, Ed Thomas, Bolivar, Eric, Aaron, J. Chet, Lotus Speed, Termile, Botanic, Shabby, Guy, Sloppy, Sloppy, Burger, Harry, Borget.
Classic story. Now I finally got it on video.
Tell us about how you met.
Yeah, how did you meet?
I have to tell you an interesting story about how we met. I was in the 10th grade at Provo High School, and Grandpa was a senior at Provo High.
Now, didn't you grow up living in Salt Lake for quite a while, though?
I lived in Salt Lake until the year that I started 9th grade, then I moved to Provo. So I was going to Provo High School, and my best friend's name was Sue. And Sue and I were just inseparable, and we went to lunch one day. We were standing in the lunch line at Provo High, and she said to me, "I had the most fun time last night." She says, "I met the neatest guys, they're so funny." She says, "You wouldn't believe how funny they are."
Where's the smoke alarm?
And she says, "I'll introduce you to him." And just then, here came Grandpa. And he came walking down, and she told me, "Here he comes, this is one of them." And so she introduced me to him, and I thought I would invite him to the preference ball. I thought he was kind of cute. And she says, "No, you won't, I will." But the story I've often told is that it was love at first sight for me. And for him too, only him for my best friend.
I know about that.